Hello and welcome to Fallout New Vegas, exploring New Vegas. This is David the Lion Skillen, and today we're exploring Lonesome Road. Lonesome Road is the second DLC we've tackled. In this episode, we'll explore some of the intro. Now, we've just made it to the silo base here. Inside, we find some sentry bots. The sentry bots are a great source for missiles and electron charge packs. Heading further into the base. Coming into what looks like an overseer style desk, we find the body of General Martin Retzlav. The general appears to also have been turned into a ghoul. If you search the base commander's desk, you'll find some 10mm rounds, some pre-war money, and the silo network security codes. We're gonna go ahead and grab those. Now, with the network security codes, we can use EDE to unlock the mainframe. So once we hack this terminal, we can deactivate the personal sentry systems. You want to deactivate them and then open the personal sentry doors. Now you can see the sentry doors open and we can walk over there. In here you find a plasma rifle and lots of items to make things. On the other shelf we find a pulse grenade and a pulse mine. Now heading into the maintenance wing, some more missiles and a rocket. And we find a knife in its head. You can take this knife, it's a Bowie knife. Now coming in, you'll find the mainframe in this room, and EDE will automatically unlock it for you. Now you just come over and flip the Hopeville silo missile controls. That initiates the silo doors. Whoa! But that also activates the security. That threat eliminated. We can continue moving on. We continued through the facility and we found this room. You find a military shipping crate in here. You find a doctor's bag, Med-X, Radaway, Stimpack, Super Stimpack. In the crate beside it, we find 7 plasma grenades. Looking around the desk in this room, we also find a locksmith reader. Searching around the hallways, we find some locked crates under a desk around the maintenance room. We find a Nuka-Cola and a Nuka-Cola quartz. You'll want to grab that. We also find a locked desk. Inside the locked desk, you'll find the Hopeville silo first level security code. I'm not quite sure what they were used for. I don't think I used them properly. Unlock the hydraulic access level 3. Coming in this room, we find a first aid box. We also find a commissionary terminal. The commissionary terminal allows you to buy things, and it also allows you to have your weapons fixed. And the commissionary has a repair skill of 100. Searching around the rocket, we find some metal boxes underneath the staircase. In these boxes, we find a good haul. If you come up around the mid-floor of the base, you'll find this desk, also locked. The desk is flipped over in a pile of rubble. And this is where we find the Hopeville silo second level security code. And moving on now, we can head outside.
Signal, faint, but there, just like NCR. Voice without fire, without strength, sick. Her tales of you walking the Mojave, giving the two-headed bear strength, giving hollow men like Kimball, like Crocker, half the life Hanlon had. fiction. Courier.
Wow. So, you have a lot of hate for the NCR. That kind of hate isn't new in the Mojave.
No, not new. And not new among all those in the shadow of the bear. You know their flag. A bear with two heads. Symbols an old world one. Had one head then. Better off for it. Their flag speaks to their spirit. They're split like any two-headed animal, trying to go in different directions, ending up nowhere. In a Mojave, that'll only get you or over your grave.
Maybe you better tell me who you are and what you want.
I'm a courier. Courier 6 was Courier 6. Like you, and not like you. In all the ways that matter. Spent too many years looking for you. Now letting you come to me. Thought carrying that ship would end you. No. You got lives in you. Hard to kill. Storms, bullets, sand and wind. Yet still you walk. For now.
We've never spoken before. I'd remember your voice.
Words are the only way couriers meet. Sometimes it's the paths we walk. But no, we've never spoken before now. You may not know my voice, but we've walked the same places. The long 15 to Prim. That wasn't the only road you ever walked. I've been to your home, the place you kept returning to. May not be the place you were born, or the place you gave life to. Same thing. People forget couriers can keep communities alive until the day they're gone and their breath catches in their throat.
Ah, so you were meant to carry the chip, but you refused to deliver it? What, to set me up to die?
We all have death following us. Only a question of how close. You dodged it. For a time. You're good at that. Talent for it. With that chip weighing you down. A burden. Lets death move a little faster without me pulling the trigger.
If you wanted me dead, why did you wait?
Promises to keep to others. And the Mojave's dangerous enough left to the land. The land has its way. If I wanted you dead, we would have met sooner. Not sure that's the way this ends. Might be that history needs to have its say. If not, then messages will do.
How are you speaking through EDE?
The robot with you. All of them are machines, radios, old world tech reshaped with new hands, historians, couriers carrying messages. Seen them as I've walked the divide, tending other machines. That one, sealed inside the Hopeville silo. Sign America is waking up. It will follow you, obey you, carry it until we are face to face. Then there'll be no more need for it to carry my words.
I still have many questions. What is this place?
The divide. This place is a slice of it. Old military. Can still smell the pride and the fear. Hope of the old world, wrapped in fencing, covered in storm. Got new inhabitants now, other than ghosts. More recent. Recruits.
This damage looks like it was caused by underground detonations, on a scale I've never seen before.
America sleeps in the divide. Giants beneath the earth. You saw one locked in the silo beneath you. There's more. Only takes a few of them, locked below ground, to tear apart the earth and cast dust, sand, ash into the skies above. For now, eyes alert, watch the streets below. There's still Still life in the divide. Threats other than the storms and wind. New inhabitants.
Inhabitants? It doesn't look like anyone is alive down there.
These new inhabitants, not natives, most of them, came with duty, purpose, ready to kill each other. The divide was stronger. Left marks on them too. Not bear, not bull. Now, radiations marked them, made them equal in history's eyes. As vicious as the storms are, these shadows of Legion, of NCR, silhouettes of things to come.
Those bodies in the silo were NCR soldiers.
Might have been. Once. To the divide they came. In the divide, they rest. If you saw their corpses, you saw mercy. Got what they deserved, coming to the divide. The bear and bull, NCR Legion, came in waves, before and after, right into the invisible fires. The wind ground, collapsing beneath them. Once under different flags, now they are equal in their hatred of the trespassers. You and I.
They look like they were skinned, then got right back up.
Even as the fires here burned them from within, the winds of the divide tore their skin, exposed them, screaming to the sky. And just as the divide tears at them, so they tear at each other, for sport, like some tribal scarification. Falling back to their history, maybe. No matter what they suffer, the radiation, fire of the divide sustains them, makes them stronger.
If they became ghouls, the radiation would strengthen them, heal their wounds, but not the scars.
There's truth in your words. In what I've seen of their tactics, movements, recovery, those wounds, they couldn't live otherwise. The divide winds have torn the skin from many of them. Maybe the radiation is the only thing keeping them walking. They camp near silos, warheads. No way to cleanse the radiation. Makes them hard to kill there. Have to draw them out.
You went through a lot of trouble to lure me here, so let's get on with this.
America sleeps ahead of you. Its nightmares filled with quakes, storms. You'll need to find your own path. That means waking America's spears up from their slumber. There's ways. Warheads set off collapse. Warheads could open the gates again. You're resourceful. That machine, robot with you, can help you find the warheads you need to destroy. And their trigger, the detonator. The way ahead is below. The tools are there. The rest, up to you.
If we share history, then before going forward, I want to know more about the past.
Who are you who do not know your history? You came all this way for answers. Only currency I have, nothing else to be gained. Could turn around, walk away at any time. If history matters to you, you'll need to earn it. Any logs of mine, I have already cast away in the divide. They're lost to you. For now, find the trigger for the warheads buried in Hopeville. Use it to keep moving and keep alive.
Fine. I'll find this trigger, and then I'll come find you, Ulysses.
The divide will send its worst against you. It may break you. We'll see if you're stronger. Road gets rougher from here. Courier left marks for you. Colors will tell the way if you're smart. They'll lead home one more time, lead to the ending of it, maybe remind you why you wander.
And with that, we complete the silo, the first quest in Lonesome Road. We get a hefty XP. And we get a quest added called The Job. Now our mission is to find this laser detonator and start blasting our way through the divide. I have my new H&H tool gun, nail gun. I love this thing. Heading up to the corner, the very right corner when you come down into the divide, you'll find your first duffel bag. We also find this MRE, which seems to be a health, kind of like a stim pack, but exploring more, we find a workbench and a floor safe in this gas station. The floor safe has some decent stuff. If you look, heading along, we also find this sewer grate, and we find our second duffel bag. We find a skeleton here. There's some magnum rounds on the ground. These duffel bags are scattered all over the divide, and they will help us on our journeys. Here we find our first marked men scout. They're well armed. We find a 12.7 mil machine gun, submachine gun. Using the nail gun, it's a little more quiet. And now we've made our way to the Hopeville Missile Base HQ. Coming in here, we find a few marked men rangers.
Time to fight.
We can now look around the Hopeville Missile Base. You can see where we are. We find a salesman weekly. In the bathroom, we find some buff out and some mentats. Also find some Nuka-Colas in the vending machine. Find a skeleton in the bathroom. Some steady. Some rounds in the sink. We also find a commissionary terminal, but more interestingly, we find an auto dock. We'll have to remember where this auto dock is, because it's going to come in handy. We use it, and we are now completely healthy. At the same time, EDE has unlocked a commissionary for us. In a desk in this building, we find a Patriot's cookbook, Nuka-Cola. But more interestingly, here you'll find the iBot upgrade circuit board. Now there are 5 of those in the divide, and you'll want to collect all 5 to get the upgrades for EDE. This rank allows EDE to manufacture small energy cells or microfusion cells once a day. We also found rank 1, which allows EDE to fix our one weapon once per day. Heading through the divide, back outside, we find our first warhead here. We can examine it. We find it's an intact nuclear warhead. If what Ulysses said is true, the laser detonator in Hopeville should be able to trigger these to explode. Here we find the armory access. You remember in the HQ, we found the armory code. So we can simply unlock the armory. Inside the armory, you'll find some ammo, some supplies. Interestingly, we find these rocket packs. The rocket canisters contain bulk rockets. 13 in each canister. And we find another duffel bag in here. Some more MREs, which are gonna come in handy. We can now access EDE and recommend some tips. If you switch the 3/8 wrench and the smaller drill, those weapon repairs would be easier. If you drop the power output by 0.24, you'll be able to make more energy ammo with no quality loss. You know, if you strip out the plasma relays on those energy cells, you can make flamer fuel. Remove the safety catches on those microfusion cells, and you can turn them into satchel charges. Alright. And now we can benefit from all those dialogues. In a locked locker in the armory, you'll find the riot gear. Riot gear has a damage threshold of 20, a value of 7,400 caps. It has a guns of +5 and agility +1. You'll also find the riot gear helmet has a damage threshold of 4, and the riot shotgun. We come to the Hopeville men's barracks. In a locked locker in this room, you also find the U.S. Army combat armor. It has a damage threshold of 20. It has a guns of +5 and a survival of +2. Also, very impressive armor. We also find a commissionary in this room. Exploring further in the Divide, we find the Marked Men camp. Ah, we nailed them. Ah! Oh, we got him. Look at that sword fly. And you can see I have a bit of leftover glitch from the Sea Finder. Here we find the Blade of the West. It has a damage of 54 and a damage per second of 118, and it's only about 66% repaired. Very impressive. You need a strength of 9 to wield it, and it has a weight gain of 12. We find the Red Glare. It's a rocket launcher we've kind of heard of through the commissionaries. We've seen that they sell upgrades there. It has a weight gain of 20. It's very impressive. It's a rocket launcher. Has a damage of 53 and a damage per second of 211. Also in about 50% condition. Well, it's a very impressive weapon. It's got a value of 52.99 in half condition. We'll use the Jury Rigger perk and our high repair to fix that up, to fix up the Red Glare. So if you follow the arrow up, you'll find there's a pathway up onto the roof. Up here, EDE becomes active. Here we find the laser detonator Ulysses spoke of, a piece of pre-war tech that can detonate nuclear warheads scattered around the Lonesome Road. You can use it to open new paths, kill your enemies from afar, or even discover secret loot caches. Just point it at a warhead, hold down the trigger, and watch the explosion. And if what Ulysses said is true, you'll need this to advance, which means there must be a warhead blocking the way forward. You'll need to find the correct warhead and detonate it. With that, we started a little battle with the Marked Men. Down here we find another duffel bag. Oh, just love that red glare. I love the numbers on the side of the gun too. There must be some targeting parameters. Exploring further, we find the marked men scout outposts. We found a super sledge here. Supply outpost, sorry. And here we find a warhead. But first you want to explore around. In that truck we find an abundance of crates. We'll also come back to that. On this marked man hunter we find an anti-material rifle. That will be very useful. I think this is a great place to stop and search around for a bit. So I'm going to explore this area. And we'll come back on our next video to do more Lonesome Road. It might even be a live stream, so keep your eye out for that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You can look back on any of my Fallout New Vegas videos and hit subscribe and like if you enjoyed to keep up on what is coming out next. So again, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.